going to learn a program based on the applications of linked list. The program is addition of two long integers represented by linked lists. I have used single linked list for this program. Now our algorithm is we will read the first long integer as string, and for each character inside the string, we will read the each character inside the string and we will convert that into integer. And for that each integer, we'll create a node and we'll store the the number inside the data field of that node, and we will insert each node at the beginning of the linked list. We will repeat the first step for the second number. Now, when we usually write programs and when we are taking any number as input from the user, we usually store it inside an integer variable. But why we are taking here string? The reason is, like, even if we take long integer variable, we can store maximum of 15 or 16 digits inside it. But string, as you know, as an array of characters, and the size of characters we can define ourselves. So we can store even 100 digit number inside it. This is the only reason we are taking string as to store the value. So after creating both the linked list, we will traverse through both the linked list from start to end. And from both the linked list, from the data field, we will read the two digits. Now, if we have reached the end of any of the linked list, we will take the data as 0 and we'll continue it until we reach the end of both the linked list. Now the two digits that we extract from the linked list, we will store it in the sum. Now, if the sum of the both the digits is greater than 9, then we'll set carry as 1 and the and sum as sum mod 10. And if our sum becomes less than 10, then we'll keep carry as 0 and sum as it is. For example, we have suppose the user has given input as 3478. So inside a string, it will be represented something like this. The 3478 and the last at the last index will have null. This shows that it is a string. Now, how will represent inside a linked list? The first as I said in the beginning, and for every node that we create, we will push it at the beginning of the linked list. So the first number that we read from the string will that will always be the last node of our linked list, and the last number that we read from the string, that will be the first node of our linked list. I have a single linked list for the program. So I have taken one data field and one next field to point to the other nodes. I have taken two head pointers, one head 1 and head 2, each for each linked list, and temp 1 and temp 2 to help us to traverse through the linked list. And new, I have taken the new node pointer for creation of every node in the linked list. Now let us take as an example. Suppose we are giving the first number input as 458. So inside the string, it will be represented something like this 458, and the last will be null at last index. And now we haven't created any node inside the linked list, so now our head points to null. So what we're going to do is that we are going to take a loop, and starting from index of 0 of that string, we will read each character one by one till we reach the end of the string. So in the beginning, we have I equals to 0. At index of 0, we have 4. So we are going to insert 4 So we are going to create a node and insert 4 inside the node. So we have created a new node, and we are going at the in the inside the data field of the new node, we are going to store 4. So data of new equals to 4. And as it is the first node inside our linked list, it will the next field of the new node will point to null. So we will do next of new equals to null. Now we need to store the now we need to store the address of new node inside head. So for that we will do head equals to null. Now we have successfully 1 minute. Now we have successfully inserted the first node inside the linked list. Now we'll increment I. Now I becomes 1. At index of 1, we have 5. So we will insert 5 at the beginning. For that, we will create a new node. And inside the data field of the new node, we will store 5. So for that, we will do data of new equals to 5. And as we are going to insert at the beginning, every new node that we create, we need to store the address of the first node inside the linked list in the next field of the newly created node. For that, so from where can we get uh, the the address of the first node inside the linked list? We can get that from head. So we will assign new of next equals to head 1. Now we need a head to point to the newly created node. For that, we will assign head 1 equals to new. Now we have inserted the second node inside the linked list. Now we will increment I. Now I is equals to 2. So at index 2, we have the element 8. So we'll insert 8 again at the beginning. For that, again, we'll create a new node. We'll insert 8 and insert the data field of the new node. And as we are going to insert this node at the beginning, again we will store the address of the first node of inside the linked list inside the next field of the new node. So for that, we will to assign next of new equals to head, and we need to head to point to the new node. So head equals to new. So we have successfully created the linked list for the first number given. Now I equals to 3, as it is null. We have reached the end of the string, so we'll stop. So this is the code for that. We are taking I equals to 0, and we are taking a while loop. Taking while num of I not equals to null, it will run till we reach the end of the string. And for and we can say it is a character array. So and we need to and inside the linked list for each node, our data field is int of type int. So we need to convert this character into integer. So we are doing so so we know character is represented by ASCII codes. So for 4, the ASCII code is 52. Now and 48 represents the ASCII code of 0. So we'll do 52 minus 48. We get 4, and we store that inside the digit, and we pass the head pointer and the digit, and it creates and this function creates the new node, and returns the address of the new node to head. Similarly, we create another number. Similarly, we follow the same procedure to create the another linked list. Now for example, we have taken we have already created two linked lists, and they're represented as this. One is having 3 nodes and one is having 4 nodes. Now to add these two, we'll take two temporary node pointers, and we will make temp1 point to head1 and temp2 points to head2. Now this is our function to add. Uh, so in the beginning we have initialized, we have created carry and initialized equals to 0. Operand 1 and operand 2 we haven't initialized it, and index equals to 0, and temp 1 equals to head 1 and temp 2 equals to head 2. And now this we are having inside the while loop, our condition is temp 1 not equals to null or temp 2 not equals to null. So our this while loop will keep running till we reach the end of both linked lists. Now 1 minute. Now we are running the program. We see that our temp 1 points to 450 and temp 2 points to 600. So the condition is temp 1 not equals to null. Yes, it is not null, and temp 2 is also not null. We need to check either one of them is needs to be true, because we have or, so it will go inside the loop. It goes now it goes to this statement. It says temp 1 equals to null. If it is true, we will take if it is null, we will take operand as 0. We are storing the data field of each node from the first linked list inside operand 1, and we are storing the data from the data field of the second linked list inside operand 2. So we know that when we reach the end of any linked list, we will take the operand as 0, and if we haven't reached, we will take the data. So we'll assign. So we have given the condition temp 1 equals to null. If it is true, if we have reached the end of the linked list, we'll take we'll take the operand as 0, or else we'll take the data, the temp 1 of data. Similarly for this we'll do the same for the second linked list. So we are at the begin. We are at this statement. We are inside. So we are checking temp 1 equals to null. Temp 1 is not null. So it will go inside this operand 1 equals to temp 1 of data. What do we have in temp 1 of data? We have 8. So it will store 8 inside the operand 1. Now we'll go to the other statement where it says temp 2 equals to null. Temp 2 is not null. So it will take the data part from that node and will store inside operand 2. Now we go to the next statement. It says sum equals to operand 1 plus operand 2 plus carry. In the beginning, we have initialized carry as 0. So it will do 8 plus 5 plus 0. So it becomes 13. It will store inside sum. Now sum is greater than 10. It is true. So it will go inside the if block. As it is greater than 10, we'll assign carry equals to 1. So our carry becomes 1 now. Sum equals to sum of 10, so sum becomes 3. And after that, it will go to this statement. We are going to store our result inside the result array. That is result string, you can say. Now we have taken index equals to 0. So at 0 index, it will store sum. Now our sum is of type int, but our array is of type we have taken a string, that is array of characters. So we need to convert that integer into characters. So we'll the in the beginning we did minus 48. So we are doing the same thing over here. We are adding the ASCII code of ASCII value of 0. So we are doing plus 0. We can even write 48. Now 3 is stored at index of 0 inside result. We are doing index plus plus, so index becomes 1 from 0 to 1. We go to the next statement and check if temp 1 not equals to null. Is temp 1 not equal? Temp 1 is not null, right? So it goes to the next statement, and temp 1 equals to temp 1 of next. Now temp 1 points to the next node. Similarly, it does the same for the second link. So for temp 2 is not null, so it again goes to the next node. Now we do this. I've skipped few slides over here. because we know that temp1 is not null, so temp2 not null, so it will go inside and it will extract the. So our operand 1 becomes 5 and operand 2 becomes 8, and sum equals to operand 1 plus operand 2 plus carry. So operand 1 was 5, 8 and carry was 1, so our sum becomes 14. Now sum is again greater than 10. So our carry remain as 1, sum becomes 14 mod 10, so it becomes 4, and we store the sum, the 4 inside the inside at index 1. Now we increment the index becomes 2. Now we see that both temp1 and temp2 are not pointing to null. So we will make temp1 and temp2 point to the next nodes. So temp1 will point to this node and temp2 will point to this node. Now we see that both temp1 and temp2 are not pointing to null. So it will again, condition is true, so it will go inside the loop. And temp1 is not null, temp2 is not null, so it will take the operand 1 from the data field of temp1, operand 2 from the data field of temp2. So operand 1 becomes 4 and operand 2 becomes 9, and sum becomes operand 1 plus operand 2 plus carry. So 4 plus 9 plus it becomes, our sum becomes 14. Now again sum is greater than 10, so carry becomes 1, sum becomes sum mod 10, so it stores sum becomes 4. Now at result of index, we store sum, so and our index is 2, so index of 2 we are storing 4. We are incrementing the index. Now we check temp1 not equals to null. Temp1 is not null, right? Where it is pointing to address 700. So we make temp1 point to the next of temp. So the next of temp is what? Null. So the next of temp pointing to 700, the next of temp is null. So it will become null now. And it goes to the second next statement. It says temp2 or not equals to null. It is true, temp2 is not null. It is storing 400 over here. Now we will make temp2 point to the next node of the linked list. So now temp2 is pointing to this node at address 500. Now we go now inside the while loop, we are having condition temp1 not equals to null or temp2 not equals to null. So temp1 is not equals to null, this condition is false, but temp2 is not equals to null. So we are having or condition. So if either of them is true, our program will keep running. So inside this we see temp1 equals to null. So we'll take operand 1 as 0 over here. And temp2 is not null, so we'll take the data value of it. So we take 7 and we store it inside in operand 2. Now we do sum. Sum equals to operand 1 plus operand 2 plus carry. So we are 0 plus 7 plus 1, it becomes 8. Now sum is not greater than or equals to 10, it is less than 10. So we make carry as 0. And we stored that in now our sum was, we can say our sum was operand 1 plus operand 2 plus carry, that is 0 plus 7 plus 1, it becomes 8. So we are storing that at index, that is index was 4, so we stored that index was previously 3, so at index, so at index 3 we are storing 8. Now we are incrementing the index becomes 4. Now temp1 was equals to null, so it will not be executed. The second, we go to the second if statement. It says if temp2 not equals to null, temp2 is not equals to null. So we can say temp2 is not equals to null. So it will go to the insert if, and it will make temp2 points to the next of temp2. So next of temp2 is what? Null. So temp2 becomes null. And it will again go inside the while loop to check the condition. Now is temp1 not equals to null and temp2 not equals to null. So both are false. So we come outside. And as it is a string, we need to store null at the last index. So we are just writing as result of index equals to null. So at index of 4, we're writing null. Now, if we see, as I told, as you must have noticed, we are storing the numbers in reverse. Like the first digit we are storing at last, and the last digit as 4. So this is the first linked list represents the number 458, and the second linked list represents the number 798. So when we add these two numbers, we see that it becomes 8443. But inside our result, we see that it is stored as 3448. So what we need to do, we need to reverse the string. So I have used a string reverse function and to reverse the string. So now our string looks like 8443. Now we print this string inside the main, and we get the answer.